let's head back to Parliament because the Minority Leader, Dr. Ato Forson, says President Akufo-Addo's State of the Nation is incomplete, having failed to touch on the unemployment issue in the country. Well, the latest statistics painted a bleak picture about the country's unemployment situation. But the minority says the president failed to comprehensively announce a plan to tackle the unemployment conundrum. More reactions from the State of the Nation address shortly, but first, our Parliamentary Affairs correspondent, Akufo-Addo, has a wrap from the event.
The new year in 2025, when a new government is set to assume the reins of power from him. But the president spoke at length. Indeed, he spoke for more than an hour. And some of the key things President Akufo-Addo spoke about had to do with the state of the nation in terms of security. He speaks about how so many countries in the sub-region are witnessing terrorist activities, but Ghana has been spared.
West Africa is under threat of terrorism and violent extremism, rapidly spreading southwards from the Sahel to coastal West Africa. We can no longer take the territorial integrity of our countries for granted. Indeed, many of our neighbors have already fallen victim and lost large portions of their territories to extremist groups. And Ghana, by the grace of the Almighty, is the only coastal state along the Gulf of Guinea that has so far not recorded a terrorist attack.
But the president zooms in on regional conflict, the chieftaincy conflict that he says has the potential of causing some major destabilization in the country.
We continue to have so many chieftaincy and land disputes around the country, which tend to be breeding grounds for internal tensions and destabilization. Mr. Speaker, I must make special mention of the troubles in Boko.
2024 election being on the horizon, the president is assuring that as the executive president, his government will not do anything to jeopardize the name and the democratic reputation of the country.
A lot of the responsibility lies on the Electoral Commission to put the organization in place that will ensure that we have credible elections. Government is doing its part to make the work of the Electoral Commission go smoothly. A lot of responsibility lies on the political parties as well, and I hope that the parties recognize that their credibility is also on the line.
Well, let's stay a while in Parliament because the Minority Leader, Ato Forson, again says the president failed in his responsibility when he did not address the issue of unemployment. Meanwhile, Majority Leader Afenyo-Markin, however, says his side is ready to debate the issues not mentioned by the president.
We are down, but we rise again under the able leadership he is providing and the future which is assured. Mr. Speaker, we are, by the practice of this House, ready to debate Mr. President's message. Considering the situation we find ourselves as a country, Mr. Speaker, we are ready to debate this message now. However, Mr. Speaker, as has been the practice, members would want to prepare. And I noticed that the Minority Leader was jotting down a lot of notes. I need to remind him that I have with me the 2014, 2013, and the 2016 State of the Nation address. And all of these were full of lamentations. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't know what he was actually jotting down. But if it was a debate he was preparing for, Mr. Speaker, I want to assure him that we will face him with this optimism and remind him of the lamentations of 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016.
Mr. Speaker, the Hansard will record me today. Mr. Speaker, the unemployment situation in our country is at a critical point. Yet, we did not hear a word from our president on this matter. Mr. Speaker, out of 33 million population, only 11.3 million are employed. This number includes peasant farmers. Mr. Speaker, the difference between the 33 million and 11.3 million is what I call ninja. No income, no jobs, no assets. I am shocked to the marrow to have noticed that our president, following the recent ministerial reshuffle, has increased the size of his government. Mr. Speaker, today we have a Minister of Finance Domestic and a Minister of Finance International.